was a bit nervous at first, but now I'm a lot more confident and brave at doing stuff.
We use bravery in music because we all perform for the class. We sometimes do class performances, or if you're lucky, you get to do a solo just to show how well you've been doing in the class.
Like in the English class, I felt a lot more independent. Like with doing my tests, like I didn't need as much help off PSAs or anything because I've learned new skills.
And my resilience, I think that's improved as well. If I get a question wrong in it, let's say like a similar question, like in the next test that comes up, I know not to make that mistake again.
Creativity, because we ended up with this beautiful stained glass window.
Bravery for having to stand in front of people when most of the time I like to just be on myself, away from everyone.
So our task was to take the analysis from the storyboard
and transfer it into a paragraph which we wanted to be good quality.
That's our waggle that the teacher did.
What a good one looks like.
This is a visual organiser to help us visualise a paragraph.
It breaks it into sections so it's easier to.
So this is the topic sentence, that's the first shot, second shot and third shot, and then that's the conclusion sentence.
You can see from the group paragraphs that we done that we follow the structure.
This is about the first shot and everything that's like in it, the mise-en-scène and the cinematography. Cinematography. I think to get all the way to the idea stage I need to like do half of it by myself and half of it together and just keep doing more by myself.
Like try to memorise like the
Structures.
Yeah, structures.
Yeah, with RUAE there's lots of structures for different types of questions, like sentence structure and word choice and stuff, and that's really helpful.
After the class test we had the level C question, level AB question were normally identified, and it was an easy way to see what we had to work on moving forward. And normally the level C ones were the stepping stones into being able to move on to the level AB questions.
This is a feedback sheet.
Once you complete tests, you need to like fill it in on like all the questions that ask you, so you can like revise them for your like next test.
I feel like I'm improving because I'm aware of what I need to assess.
At the end of every drama piece that you perform, the teacher gives really constructive feedback to help you improve for your next piece of work. You feel a lot more confident because I know what I need to build on.
This row are all S's and they have been progressively diluted and this time alkalized with obsolete.
In French we do retrieval a lot as well. Obviously it's a lot of new words that we need to try and remember, so we do retrieval and starters from topics that have been a while ago.
It helps you remember stuff that you've done in the past.
In maths we do it as well. With a topic like a long time ago and we're still getting on with other topics, they'll always be in the starter.
Take part of the paragraph, you're writing, you rub it out, you write it and you rub it out, and then you try add all together.
So this is my English class, and this is some of the resources that show you a waggle and then how to lay it out, like the formula. What we also have are the QR codes that also help. In the videos it will give you a few seconds to do it yourself and then you go over the answer.
I mean, I think in maths, you know, like I forgot like the acronym, but you know, it's like, you know, ask the person beside you and stuff like that, you know. Try and work it out yourself and then, you know, ask the teacher if
it's your last option.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to learn new things in French because I can use my notes jotter and all the help on the wall. Things I've learned in other units are easy to apply in a different context now, like stuff I've learned in the past in first year I can use now in third year, because you don't actually need to remember the words, you can use other ways to explain yourself.
I'm good at history, but see if anyone does really struggle in history, the teacher comes to explain it over and over again until you all start to get it. The teachers maintain like that crucial balance of like independence but also like helping.
And we also do something called like plenary, which is like these laminated cards with challenges on them that we do at the end of every lesson, just to make sure like we're just aware of what's been going on.
But I've also found a link between other subjects like design and manufacture and business, because in design and manufacture we need to talk about target audience, wants and needs and stuff to do with customers in the market. And we also learn about some things like that in business.
In science we did like a creative writing piece
to like connect it with English.
When I see the connections between these subjects, everything seems a lot more relevant.
So we had to go through all the costs and make sure we weren't spending enough money, and then we also had to draw a map and made sure everything fit on it. We went to Disneyland before it, and that's where most people got their like themes from.
I mean, well, the Creative Thinking Award has just been like 3 projects throughout the year, and it kind of shows how you're going to develop something from a brief into like a full-fledged idea. And my personal favourite was probably a campaign for kindness, just because it's less physical, and you really have to think about how you'd solve the issue, which is how do you get people to care.
You start off with wire and you make like the body, and then you put paper mache over to harden it. And they've made this about how they were in COVID, so their phone's lying on the floor and like they can't be bothered to pick it up, so they've also made the arms really long. This one's similar, so they're like really bored in COVID and they're just lying off the couch.
And this is another one we made last year. This one shows friendship.
In the Mars unit we did things with chemistry, biology and physics like all together in one unit. For the physics part we were talking about like the fuels that go into the rockets, and we made like rockets. Those are some of them over there. Chemistry and biology kind of linked together, but we did stuff with the periodic table as well, and like finding out which element. In biology we were looking at the rocks. We were told it was from Mars, but it wasn't from Mars. But we swabbed the stones and then put it on like this like tray thing. The next time we had science we came back to see what had like grown on the tray.
We got to go in and see first minister questions. It made me like feel this allotment got me all of that confidence. Like I wouldn't have done that like 3 years ago if you asked me.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I am the co-chairperson of Equality United. Every second week, pupils and staff work together to coordinate events to celebrate different people's cultures. This year we hosted our second Chinese New Year celebration. We've also been working closely with the Creative Arts Department for us to create this lovely poster showing our school and all our different cultures. We now also have a pledge on the door of every single one of our classrooms to show that this is a safe space for every young person in Salem High School.
I'm working on preparing a display for around the school based on rights that the Rights Respecting School Committee have decided meet the needs of pupils in this school. So for example, the freedom of thought and religion, Right 14 relates to the aid to the church in need and the experience the school has with that.
Our Developing My Skills programme is especially useful for me. My plan is to hopefully one day go on to own my own business. Therefore this course gives me a great understanding of the types of skills which will be used and will be used in a more professional setting.
When I leave school I hope to be a personal trainer. Meta skills I require is adapting, communicating and leading.
They use like quite a lot of technology, so they use iPads to like separate people when we're doing races.
Sprint timer as a technology to see what like our times in sprints are.
And this app's good for feedback.
And this pupil is improving his technique by taking a video of him taking a shot into the goals.
In RE we've been doing YPI, which is basically this project where we have to contact our own charities that we pick ourselves, and like we need to try and create a presentation that's very creative and like engaging. We can win £3,000, which our charity will earn.
Quite excited because the charity that we chose is quite personal to me and my family. We've worked with them for 2 years.
It's really good for our independence and like our confidence as well, because we have to like phone them ourselves, we have to write our own emails.
I think YPI is a good thing to do because it also helps the community, but also like
spreads awareness of charities and football moves, which help footballers with dementia.
During Mental Health Awareness Week we had multiple activities in and around the school. Taking part in these activities, we helped spread awareness around mental health.
And like words in English, I can struggle with sometimes, and then like by doing that, like I've learned some new words and like new skills, how to figure out some new words and that. Well, like, I've covered that, and I think that was like astro, and I did the end bit, astrology. Okay, I've got like a variety of like different subjects that's helping me in, like English, social subjects. Not so much in maths because that's all about numbers, but when it is about all the letters and that, it does help quite a lot.
Read the question out to me, or like they can write like an answer that of the essay, or they can do it both, so like they're like a scribe. I think it confident.
Yeah. So we just want to say it more confidently.
Confidence can tell me because I know like I'm getting the help also that I need to, like, also if I don't understand like a certain question, like they can like read it again, but not too, they can say it's slightly different but still like the actual question, so not also saying this is how you technically do it, so kind of reword the question.
Mountain biking stuff helped with me with increasing my confidence, because it helped me push my limits with speaking to people and just trying new things.
It's all